As I said, tonight on the Vodafone Sports Lounge, right here on FBC TV, I've got two Mr. Boxings of Fiji. I've got Winston Hill, who everyone knows, the great boxer in terms of being to the Olympics, etc. We followed him very closely. And also Napoleon Taumeipiao. Great boxer in his time, now runs a gym, but also making a comeback shortly in the Fiji-Canada boxing promotion. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But good evening, gentlemen. Thank you very much for taking out your time to be here.
Good evening.
I'll start with you, Winston. Congratulations, first of all, and also Napoleon. Very big, hearty congratulations to both of you for putting Fiji on the map in terms of boxing. We've had rugby, we've had soccer, netball, etc. on TV. But just to see you two flying the Fiji flag on ESPN, great stuff. Winston, first of all, what was the experience like just to be there with those camera lights, big boxes, big names, the experience coming out of Fiji?
Always exciting and such a rush, being on that big stage in front of thousands of people watching, and knowing that there are millions more behind the TVs in the world. Big sponsors and high caliber fighters, you know, people of elite background and people that are prepared. So it's always an exciting experience to perform on the world stage in boxing.
Napoleon, a great opportunity for the two of you and everyone associated with this to be there in Australia. Boxing has been through some ups and downs. We spoke about this sometime back when you were on the show. But just to have Winston there, it just has really shot the spirit of boxing up as well. I see with a lot of people now talking about boxing more than before.
One thing that surprised me a lot is, you know, we're like, you know, people in Fiji are like, oh, they're going to Australia, they're going to put Fiji on the map, but it's like when we got there, it's like they're looking up to him. It's like they know about him going, you know, and they're gunning out, they're out to beat him. Like he's the one they're actually looking at, and that was kind of, you know, a strange feeling, you know. Like to kind of like sit back and say, dang, you know, I think we've done something, you know, to go to a foreign country and have all the foreigners looking at you like that's the guy I have to beat, you know. So obviously we just work hard, and the hard work pays off, you know. That's all we do. We stay in the gym, we're working hard, and this is the outcome of it, you know.
Something that I saw you post on the Facebook page through the Super Boxing and also personal pages was that it's now being aired in Fiji. And there's a lot of following now. Even people who really do not know boxing have started to say, hey, Winston's going to be on ESPN this week. We have to watch. And this is a massive milestone, not only for Winston personally, yourself, but boxing, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I said, like I know it's a milestone. Like, to tell you the truth, I think Winston will probably tell you the same thing, is that we don't really realize what we're doing. Like, we're just working hard. Every day, in the morning we're working, you know, in the afternoon we're working. We don't, and that's just, when you work hard at anything, you know, you're gonna crack through boundaries. When both of you are dedicated, and you're both, you know, every day we don't miss one training camp and one session. That's true. I think many sessions we don't miss not one practice. You know, and that's what you got to do if you want to be the best. You know, you just got to work hard at everything. You know, it just takes dedication, and I think just doing that, and then you got to kind of step back and say, hey, we did do this. It kind of felt like we didn't, it just felt like we were just going through the motion.
Correct.
And then just to hear you say, oh, you guys did this, I'm kind of actually reflecting on saying, hey, we did do that.
Yes.
But, you know, for us, it's just like every day, just working. This is the things that come out of it.
Winston, something very interesting I read in one of the newspapers when you were building up for the Olympics last year was when you got into boxing. And it's not been very long that you've been in boxing, but you started and you came and you've achieved so much, and I truly believe you've got a lot more to achieve. But something you said that really struck me as a reader was when your friends were out partying, drinking, doing stuff, you were out there training and training and training. Let's get back to you. How did you get into boxing, Winston?
Started in high school, so I got into boxing by researching online, mostly for self-defense and just for more self-discipline, how to, you know, just use my hands. So went online, searched on YouTube the basics of boxing, and then I just started practicing at home. I started with my brother. It was a good way to go, and when local competition came up, we decided to jump in and take part. Had a few fights in that. We got our first few wins, and from there we approached my current coach now, Napoleon, to join his club, seeing that it was pretty much the most successfully set up gym in Fiji, and it was located right here in Suva, so it was a bad idea not to ask for his help. So that happened, and we started fighting out of the Warriors Boxing Club, and one thing led to another, and it was just a good experience. And looking back now, a good journey so far.
You've taken, Napoleon, a number of boxers around Fiji under your wings, and everyone I've spoken to, we've heard on the show, or my sports team have interviewed, have always said, great coach, etc. How have you seen Winston? Because as you mentioned, and believe me, follow closely in terms of your posts on social media, etc. This guy is out there, and we'll talk a little bit more after this on terms of him being a trainer for younger other people in the box fit class, but you training him. He finishes all that. He jumps straight in to train with you, and this was very evident when you were preparing for this ESPN fights. What's different between Winston and some of the other people? And I'm not downgrading anybody for that matter, but what have you seen different Winston that has made him so successful so far?
I could tell you this is his work ethic. That's the bottom line, and that's with anything. Some guys, you know, they'll come 4 days, and the 5th day they're not there. You know, even missing out of 10 days, missing one training. He doesn't do that. He's there every time. I think I can't even recall the last time he called off. I think the only times he calls off training is when I tell him, you know what, I think you've had enough. You gotta go. That's the only real time he'll take off is when I tell him I think you've had enough now. He's a workaholic, and hard work pays off. Like, that's a term we all use, and it shows. Like, yeah, that's the one thing that's one thing that separates everybody. If you think about it, is the work ethic.
Work ethic, definitely. Yeah. So we're talking boxing tonight with Winston and Napoleon. Believe me, we've got a lot more to talk about. Stay with us. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to the Vodafone Sports Lounge right here on FBC TV. Remember, keep on texting VSL to 819 to win the Bati gear that I've got thanks to BLK. Remember, the Bati team off to the Rugby League World Cup 2017. You can win one of these prizes coming up. This is original World Cup gear. Back to you, Winston. Let's talk a little bit about your future plans now. You've had a good outing at the Olympics. You've achieved one goal of being at the Olympics. What's some of the goals that you've set coming up, maybe from now up until 2 to 3 years in terms of boxing and the programs and promotions you might be taking part in?
Yeah, coming up later in the year is the Vanuatu Mini Games. That's in December, early December. So we'll be kicking off training camp with Team Fiji come October. So looking forward to training with the boys and getting to train with new faces and experience training as a team once again. Later on next year, 2018, in June, we'll be looking to make our way back to the Gold Coast in Australia for the Commonwealth Games. That's going to be another major outing for Fiji boxing, and we're just looking forward to taking part and taking over.
I saw something on Paya Wolfgram just 2 days ago on social media. Got me thinking, the Pacific went crazy with his achievement that time. But right now, every time we talk about Winston, I've read in Australian newspapers and news, I think 1 or 2 articles in New Zealand, but in the Pacific, he's going to the mini games and together with the other Team Fiji boxers, and then most probably Commonwealth next year. Big opportunity for him to further his career and stamp his mark as the best in the Pacific, Napoleon.
Yeah. Yeah, Commonwealth is going to be, he has a good chance, of bringing home a medal for Fiji. I think maybe, would that be the first time or a second? There's been a Fijian that's medaled. Yeah, I think he'll be the second.
Yes.
So that's a huge, Commonwealth is second only to the Olympics.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
Yeah, that's going to be
And
huge.
for the sport of boxing, if you bring that medal in, it's a bigger achievement.
Yes, yes. So any medal at the Commonwealth Games is huge, and to get it for a small nation like Fiji will be tremendous,
So he's spoken about your Team Fiji boxers. How many boxers are you looking at for the mini games?
Well, we're taking 8.
8.
Yeah, the final squad will be 8. We'll take 16 in for the training camp.
Right.
So 2 in each of the weight categories, and then only 8 will make it. So
something I'd like to mention here, and sorry about cutting it in terms of sponsorship, I would say that Wishbone coming on board, and that's the biggest ever. When I heard the dollars that they've pumped in, it's a great thing. Now that at least sponsorship side is secured, it's a great achievement. That yes, some company is noticing that boxing is making inroads, and they've come on board, Napoleon.
See, when they see you doing, you know, and they see you making, you know, progress in the sport, and they see, you know, they see him going to the Olympics, they see medals being won, you know, then they're more eager to step forward, you know, and become part of that movement.
Okay, I'm going to go on to box fit classes now. And right now, those of you who do not know, Super Boxing Gym, that's where they have the 8-week challenge. He's got his T-shirt on, Winston. That's where they have the challenge. It's the 8-week weight loss challenge. Apart from that, daily box fit classes, Monday to Saturday. You know, one of the best classes around in Fiji. You don't have to be super fit. You don't have to be the superstar athlete. You just turn up, sign up, and these two guys, along with the other trainers, they're there to help you. Winston, you part of it as a trainer and first-hand experience. Just what happiness and what motivational factor you get from just seeing these ordinary people turn up to the gym. They could be the person who's never touched weights in his life or her life, and they just turn up, and this, for that hour, they feel so happy that they are doing something for themselves.
Absolutely. BoxFit has evolved from the time we started, and just seeing new faces walking through outdoors every day. We've got regulars that's just made BoxFit a part of their lifestyle, and we're just happy to have so many people in and actually try to make that change in their life to be more healthy and in that movement of fitness. And it's not only good for Fiji as a community, but very much on a personal basis, you know. And we introduced the 8-week body challenge, body transformation challenge, and more people are signing up every time we do this, and we're just happy to have people in.
Napoleon, we spoke about it off camera before we started the show. Is when you initially started the 8-week challenge, and the numbers this year have skyrocketed. But as we're talking about it, you just have that satisfaction that you're able to help somebody achieve something in his or her life that they maybe thought it was impossible at one time.
Yeah, that's. I mean, as a trainer myself, I get that out of both boxers and from ordinary people, just to see someone, you know, grow. I teach them something I know, I help them get along, and I don't know, when someone comes in and they think, I just hate when someone thinks they can't do something, where I can see that they can, and I show them that they can, and they see that they can do it, and they're just when they see that they can do something that they thought they couldn't do, that's what I like about, you know, the whole thing.
So the 8 weeks challenge now is in its third week, I believe, fourth?
I think we're about to finish our fourth week now.
Fourth week now.
Yes.
How's the response been for those who have signed up so far, and how's the competition? I know sometimes some of them like to compete amongst themselves, etc. at the gym, but how's it going so far? Have you seen it so far this year?
Winston runs most of that. He's in charge of most of the training, but what I've seen, he'll probably elaborate on that,
Sure.
but I've seen 6-7 kg lost. But like I said, he's more in charge of that challenge.
So Winston, the ones that are coming in, and believe me, there's some, just talking to some ordinary people, their family members have signed up, those people who had never even touched weights in their life, never even walked the seawall maybe, but when they heard about this, they said, hey, it's something. And how have you seen them so far?
So out of the 46 people that have signed
46
up,
are total.
46 signed up, and we've got actually more people, so relatives, they're pulling in relatives, people that actually see them working and just get that motivation from seeing them do it. So first timers that have never touched weights, never exercised before. So first time into a BoxFit gym, and there's this stigma that, oh, I'll be amongst all these heavy lifters, and you walk in and then you see 80% of the people in the gym are women, and it's motivating to see. So 46 people, body transformation challenge. We've got people losing from 6 to 10 kilos in 4 weeks. So they've made it a very competitive amongst themselves, and they try to peek over the scales to see who's in the lead. But from next week, we'll be doing mid evaluation challenge. Mid-challenge evaluation, so that we can keep everyone on track and just keep them motivated.
Apart from that 8-week transformation challenge, I spoke about BoxFit classes, which happens Monday to Saturday. That's another way just to keep yourself fit, stress buster more like after work or studies. And I've seen some, we talk about people who are working, but I've seen school kids who finish off at 3 o'clock. They are at the gym, working out either with yourself or You've got your other trainers who are doing boxing classes, etc., etc. So it's open for anyone and everyone. If you haven't, I believe, signed in for the challenge, but you've got the box fit on a daily basis.
That's right. We run 3 box fit classes a day, 6 a.m., 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. And also classes to cater for school kids from primary school and high school. So that runs on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday basis from 4 to 5 p.m. So it's nice to see kids showing interest in sport and health, fitness, and self-discipline, I would say. And we've got a good number of kids training in with one of the big-time boxers in Fiji, Joseph Kwajo.
Yeah.
He runs the kids, and he's good inspiration for them.
Is that the 3 to 4? Because some people might be asking what time they can send their kids across with Kwajo on the weekdays.
4 to 5.
4 to 5
p.m.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Oh, but more or less they can just call the gym and find out when they can
Yeah,
send their
absolutely.
kids, right? Yeah. Okay, brilliant. So we're talking boxing tonight. We'll talk a little bit more. This is something interesting that we'll talk after the break. Napoleon is making a comeback in the ring, and that is on the Fiji Day week, which is on the Tuesday is the Fiji Day. Following Friday, there's a big promotion program in Nandi, and Napoleon will be out in the ring. So we'll talk a little bit more about that straight after this break. Welcome back to the Vodafone Sports Lounge right here on FBC TV with the two gentlemen tonight, Winston Hill and Napoleon Tomoepiao. As I mentioned before going to the break and talking a little bit earlier, you can keep on texting VSL 819 for your chance to win some Rugby League World Cup gear. Some great stuff there, the home jersey and the polo tees, etc. So you can win that. Napoleon, first of all, congratulations again to see you back in the ring. And as I mentioned to you, when the programs came out for the Fiji Canada boxing promotion, which we are partners of and will be showing delayed on television, what made you make a return to the ring as a fighter? I know you've been training all these young boxers, but now the man is back in the ring on the 14th, I believe, of October.
Yeah, 13th.
13th,
October 13th. Yeah. I train anyway, you know, and I'm always training with the boys, you know, and there'll be a time to come, you know, when I physically can't do it anymore. You know, why not do it when I'm able? There's gonna be plenty of years when I'm gonna sit there and say, you know, I can't do that no more. This can't be done. So I just, you know, and there were some rules. There were rules put in place when I became a coach and I got my accreditation. There was rules put in place that I wasn't allowed to fight, but they just lifted some of those rules this year. So it made me, you know, able. They approached me and I started thinking about it. I said, you know, I'll give it another go. I'm in shape. I train every day anyway, so why not do it? You know, it's not you know, it's not like it's a big championship fight, but it's it's a local fight. It's going to be a good one. You know, why not do it? You know.
Your opponent as well. Know a little bit more about him, or is he a new guy? You know how
he's a new guy. He's a new guy. He's making a mark. He's won his last 4 fights by knockout. You know. He's 4-1. He only has 1 loss, and he's ranked #1 heavyweight in Fiji. So I got to see if that's legitimate or not.
Yeah. Well, not to say it in a negative way. Hopefully, they do turn up to the ring this time, Napoleon, to face you, unlike the last one. But definitely, it's a good program. Just seeing the number of boxing matchups that the promoter has put on. So definitely, we'll be having that delayed on FBC TV later on once that is over. Winston, for this. The Pacific Mini Games in Vanuatu and also the Commonwealth next year. Great chance to go one step up from the Olympics, but at the same time, just for your personal aim, have you already started putting maybe a goal or all sportsmen do that? So have you set up target? You don't have to really reveal it what you've set as a goal, but have you decided what is your target for Mini and what is your target for Commonwealth next year?
For the mini games coming up, I've got a gold medal set in my bedroom.
Right.
Just to have me keep that goal inside, that dream, that I can achieve it. It's only a picture of a gold medal, but come December, I'll be holding the gold in my hand. Same thing for the Commonwealth Games against much more bigger countries in the boxing scene. So I've got gold medal on that one too. Right. Gives me longer time to prep, and I'm prepared to make all the sacrifices necessary to win this.
I've seen some of the younger ones, you know, the weekly promotion that happens in Rewanga sometimes on a Saturday afternoon. I've seen some of the young ones, including your brother as well. I've seen some of these younger ones coming through. You've come through the similar system of starting at a young age and coming into it. How do you see these ones, these younger boys who are now making a mark in terms of boxing?
A lot of raw talent in Fiji. We see all these young fighters up and coming, showing a lot of interest, and just raw talent. Given the right coaching and facilities, I'm sure we'll make big fighters out of them, and you know, they'll be able to make their mark once they make the Fiji team. You know, they just got to take it one fight at a time, and you know, always look at bigger goals.
Napoleon, while Winston and the boys handle BoxFit downstairs at your gym, you've been involved a little bit more on the CrossFit side of things.
Yeah.
And I know you had a workshop seminar earlier 2 months ago, I think, and you've signed up some new people. And even in CrossFit, what I've seen is when people hear CrossFit, they think super fit. I'm this 8-pack athlete coming in. But I've seen some people, ordinary body shapes, taking part in CrossFit, struggling and running up those hills at Turek, running on the road, doing the pull-ups. How has the CrossFit been going this year so far?
Yeah, the interest has picked up. You know, CrossFit is also a sport. So, but what people don't understand is everybody that we have in there, none of them can, you know, nobody's able to do like everything that CrossFit people can do. Everybody's limited, you know, physically. So, I mean, everybody has their own limitations, you know, so when someone comes in and they have their limitations, everybody understands, you know, well, you can't do this, we can't do this either. So, you know, it works out like that, and everyone's accepted in there, and the CrossFit community is growing in Fiji. So I use it a lot for the boxers as well.
Yeah.
So that it turns around so I can use it for the strength and conditioning as well. So
when is your next CrossFit seminar? Because I do believe you have to attend that seminar and sign on for the number of weeks, etc. When is the next one that you're looking at to start?
We'll be holding at the end of October. I haven't set a date yet, but yeah, that's right. We can't take general people from the street that have never done CrossFit. You have to be, you have to take 6 classes, like kind of introductory course, just to learn the lingo and the movements that we use. And then once you complete that, then you're ready to go.
So you got sort of somewhere in October. We'll keep you updated. Winston, in terms of the BoxFit, something very interesting now, and I like talking about things that you guys do, is you have a chip now that goes into the reps, I believe, or the gloves, and now people are able to monitor on a random basis whoever you pick, the punches they are throwing, the speed, all those things. So it's also interesting technology mixed with everyday training.
Yes, that's right. They're called Hixo punch trackers. What they do is track your punch count, your power output, and your punching speed. So the numbers won't lie. And if you're feeling tired, we'll just see on the big screen how hard you're working or not. So we choose people at random and ask them if they want to wear these trackers, and we just have them on the big screen.
Right.
So just to track the performance, and every day we have new people tracking, and they just kind of compare themselves to whoever did it before and try to keep breaking records. So it keeps that sense of competition within our BoxFit classes, and it's super fun.
That's what I'm saying. We'll talk a little bit more after this break for the final segment, but it's just a fun atmosphere, isn't it, in the gym? It's not like you walk into a gym and like everyone's in their own corner doing their weights. Over here, everyone's like helping each other out, pulling each other's leg, maybe trying to outdo each other. And that just makes it so much more interesting in terms of losing weight or whatever your goal is, especially in the evening classes anyway. So we're talking BoxFit, CrossFit, boxing, everything tonight on FBC TV's Vodafone Sports Lounge. We'll come back with the last segment tonight on the Vodafone Sports Lounge in terms of the interview. Straight after this, remember, we're going live to PNG, where Fiji men and PNG men will be taking on each other in the men's basketball at the Oceania Championships. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Vodafone Sports Lounge. Believe me, talking to these two gentlemen, Winston is still a bit camera shy. He's already a world-renowned guy. He's representing Fiji and flying the Fiji flag on ESPN television. And believe me, we've not had many other sport appear on ESPN in terms of from Fiji. So as I said, he's a great guy, and together with coach Napoleon, support of Wishbone that has been supporting Fiji amateur boxing and boxing Fiji as a whole. So it's been good stuff. Napoleon, with you, what's your plans in terms of training your boxers now for the mini games in Vanuatu and also the Commonwealth next year?
Well, we already have we already have our schedule laid out for the training, which will start on the 16th of October. It'd be myself, Coach Palayasi Ratu, and Oscar, Coach Oscar. Yeah, there'll be right now confirmed 3 of us in the as far as the coaching camp. But yeah, we've already scheduled it out. It's going to be a two-month training camp, and usually when the boxers come in, especially when a lot of them are raw talent, like Winston was saying, that's when they get polished. Is when they're training with Winston, they're training with the other guys. We got another medalist in there, Pacific Games medalist that's going to be in the camp, Sina Ruwata. And you know, everyone feeds off each other, and fighters come out of these international camps. They come out twice the fighter they are when they first winning. Even Winston will come out, you know, better. Just being around all the different styles, the different work ethics and everything. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to. I think we have a really good team this year, and I think we'll lead the count there.
Both of you are so humble, because anybody who would have been to a place like the ESPN Championship, we're walking around thinking I've done a lot. I'm just talking to you two, and I realize how humble you two are in terms of not even thinking what you two have achieved so far, because you're training every day. Winston, what time does your day start every day in terms of training other people, being part of the gym at Super Boxing Fitness Center, training other people, doing your own training with your coach, etc.? What's your daily program looks like every day?
I'm pretty much at the BoxFit gym at 5 in the morning, so up at 4:30. Pretty much there the whole day until 9 p.m. Running classes throughout the day, training a lot of clients, training myself, and training with Napoleon. And all the way to 9 p.m. Then we close up shop.
Sacrifices.
Pretty much it.
If you want to be where you are, and there are youngsters who might be watching and saying, hey, I want to be a boxer, or I want to be any athlete, but it's sacrifices, isn't it? I mean,
that's it.
You are someone who has the right to say that if you don't sacrifice,
there's really not much reward. You've got to do things that the ordinary person can't do.
And that's why I say, when I read your article about staying there, training, giving up the friendship time, etc.,
Yes.
and this is where you are. Winston, your brother, I know he's coming up.
Yes.
He's also into boxing and things. I've seen him around the gym. Has he decided to go full on, become a national rep like you, achieve the goal? Is it a family, little bit of brother banter that I'm going to bet Winston's record, etc.? Or
He's been he's working on the yachts, so he's a yachty now. So he's restricted with work and really not much time to make it to the gym for training and all that. So he's really in the business of making money. Yeah, so he's establishing his career.
Could be that one who splashes the money for next promotion or something.
Yes, absolutely, hopefully.
Napoleon, just a final one from your end. As I said, I like to promote healthy living and things on the show as well. For those who still might have second thoughts and say, hey, BoxFit, maybe not for me, a bit shy, don't want to turn up to the gym, but just your general thought, because your gym has everything. It has weights, it has the bikes, it has all the punching bags, etc. More than welcome to sign up, call you guys up, sign up for the month, etc. It's $60 only.
Yep, $60.
Great investment into your own health, isn't it?
Oh yeah. What is wealth if you don't have health? You know. So anybody that's second guessing it, we've seen every walk of life I think come through there, from the stay-at-home mom all the way up to the professional boxers, and they all use it to get in shape. And Joseph Quadra uses it. Winston takes it when he's off season. So, I mean, there's no reason not to try it. And I don't see anything really. I don't see any programs out there right now, not to disrespect anybody, but I don't see any programs out there that's really catering to the different walks of life that we do, as far as, and we give nutrition advice, and just the price and the atmosphere. It's a great investment. It's a great investment, yeah.
Definitely. Winston, from your end, particularly the younger ones have been coming through, but some of the older ones, maybe 40, 45 plus, they think like, it's maybe a bit too tough for me, but I've seen older people in the gym doing that 1 hour of BoxFit and walking out so proud of themselves.
Yes. Oh man, just like Napoleon said, a lot of people from different walks of life, age groups and fitness levels, we cater for everyone. And no matter what your restrictions are, we always find alternatives to cater for your needs. We've got professional trainers and in the gym to help you out. So we've got people up to 60 years old smashing BoxFit sessions, and they're leading the charge and taking part. People are following through, and just motivation for a lot of people.
Definitely. So again, congratulations to both of you for what you've achieved so far, with a lot more to go. Winston, all the best for your 2 big events that are coming up, the mini games and definitely Commonwealth. We'll be behind you, supporting you guys right through. Napoleon, all the best for your return to the ring. Definitely looking forward to that one. And please, hope to see you guys continue doing what you're doing for the people of Fiji, not only for personal in terms of boxing and whatever Winston is doing, but for the people in the gym. Losing weight, just training, definitely. Doing a great job, guys. Keep it up. I will definitely be in touch with you guys later on as the season goes on. So that's the 2 gentlemen who've been doing a lot, not only for boxing in this country, but for people, as I mentioned, at the Super Boxing Fitness Center gym. That's up at Turek Road. You can go there and sign up with these guys at Brown Street. That is right next to National Hire. You can sign up, join, get started, and get fit. Winston, Napoleon, Kwajo, and all those trainers there, all there to help you. We'll talk a little bit more sports, but straight after this break, we're going to live basketball, Fiji versus PNG at the Oceania Championships being played in Papua New Guinea. Stay with us.